Yeah. Okay, and we're live. So, welcome to the workshop. This is a comedy safe space. So, if you want to yell the N word, I'm not gonna tell your parents. Um, Dennis, you're up first with the topic of video games. So, let me know when you're ready to start, and I will start your time.
And go. I'm good. Let's go. Like I say, my topic is video games. I play my share of video games, you know, but I tend to avoid the online stuff, right? And it's not what you think. It's just because I don't necessarily fit in, right? And I'll say that games should never let you design your own character, right? I mean, I know people who have purchased games solely for the fact that they can design an outfit for a character, right? And, they should, especially in the online games, they shouldn't let you choose what you can wear because, like, when I go online, everybody's in their military gear. They got their vests, they got their helmets, they got their goggles, right? And I'm the guy sitting on the end with the clown shoes, the neon shirt, and a hat that is just flashing. Because that's the character I am when it comes to video games. I find that, after playing video games for a while, right, my hand will develop like Tourette's. So I got to totally avoid Amazon and Pornhub just for a bit. And I like playing video games. I mean, where else? Where else can I go out and just kill random demons and caco demons, right? And you go, well, I don't even know what a caco demon is. No, but I like saying it. It's just, I only go online to play games when I'm looking for that sweet verbal abuse, from like a 13-year-old who wants to fuck my dead mother. So I don't know, give it to him. He can have it. If he wants to, I won't go there. I'll leave that. I'm going to leave. Video games are the second best thing about computers, right? And the first, obviously being coding. But most people don't get that, because they play video games instead of writing code. But that's just me. When I started playing video games, when I first played video games, they were just called, games because they didn't have any video to them. I mean, they did. They were green and black text with maybe some block characters here or there, right? But, they were all text-based, and you'd sit there and you'd load the game for like 20 minutes only to have it show up as a blank screen with the words, "It's dark." And you sit there and you go, oh, okay. You try typing stuff, It was good because there were never any instructions. So you kind of had to learn the fun part of the game was figuring out how to talk to it, right? I mean, it took me 2 hours to figure out how to say open eyes. But once I did, that "it's dark" went away and it said, "You are in a cave." And I got to sit there and I got to imagine this wonderful, beautiful cave. So I said, well, look around. And it said, "You were in a cave." And then I said, "Turn left." And it said, "You were in a cave." And then I said, "Turn right." And you were in a cave. I got lost in that cave for quite a while. But they back then they had a different way of selling games, right? You'd buy the full game, but only certain parts of it would be available to play, right? And if you liked the game, well, you just pay for it, and you get the rest of the game to open up. They kind of have that now, but they call it downloadable content. Nobody plays games. That's cool. I liked it. I liked it when they added graphics, when they added video to the games, right? It was 4-bit. It was 8-bit. 8-bit color, right? Red, blue, yellow. It was awesome because that beautiful, wonderful, spectacular cave that I had imagined with all those shiny stalactites and rocks and crystal formations, right, was now represented by a purple blob with a little black dot for the door. And, you know, we've come a long way since then. I mean, my video card, my computer now, it costs more than all the rest of the parts of the computer combined, right? And that just means I can view that glorious cave in 256 million shades of purple. That's all I got.
Nicely done.
That was awesome. You guys have any feedback?
Yeah, well,
Go ahead.
I liked it quite a lot, especially the part about the first video games being text-based, because I discovered video games with these games and the 8-bit and like the two-color stuff and everything. So I think that was a really good, an interesting way to get into the subject of video games, and maybe making people realize that, oh shit, we're lucky to have all these colors and 3D moving now. And being stuck in a cave for 2 hours, just turn left, you're in the cave, turn left, you're in a cave. Yeah, I know. But
true story.
But at the beginning, I felt you had some premises that some stuff that could have bring some jokes, would have been good setup for jokes that you did not use, and you just skipped and went on. And I didn't have time to write an example, but and I'm sad about that, because I would have liked to give you a very specific thing, but I'd go back in the text and look, oh, this is a premise, and I could use it to make a joke with that.
I felt that way about the game lobbies. There's a lot going on in a lot of these game lobbies, you know, when you're waiting for the games to load. And you was talking about, you know, the 13-year-old who wanted to fuck your mom, you know, shit like that. Like, and you mention game lobbies, then you win a couple of subjects, and then you come back to it. And I feel like it would be better placed at the beginning of the set when you was talking about sitting in the lobby, you know. Well, you didn't. When you said you didn't belong online.
Yeah. No, I got that. That. Appreciate that.
I really like the hand job joke. I thought the hand joke about the Pornhub, and you had to stay off Pornhub.
Tourette's.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks. Yeah.
And I like I thought you could have done a little bit more with Avatar too. I thought there's a lot going on there. You know, I don't know. I don't have an example for you, but there's definitely some directions to go there that I think you could definitely work on and make it work.
Cool.
Maybe
awesome.
Comparing, let's say, Pong to something recent, and how this new stuff gives you seizures compared to the other thing, and just
there you go.
I have you know, strong neck muscles because of Pong or whatnot. You know, this other stuff just makes you blind. You know, just
that's porn. That's porn. That makes
yeah. And then you bring up porn. Like video games are like porn. You know, just you go blind in a different way. Something like that. You know.
You seize up in a different. It's still the same tremor.
Yeah. There you go. There's a lot of connections there. Yeah, you're still playing with a joystick.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's why I wanted video games, but you know, whatever. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's pretty much
It's
good.
I was thinking like when you were doing the motions with the cave, like it was gonna be like, you know, the open eyes thing, and then like you're in the cave, and then all of a sudden you hear a 13-year-old like, "Hey, I'm gonna fuck your mom."
I can see that.
Trapped in a cave with a 13-year-old. That's the last time I played Epstein Island Simulator.
That's good. Okay.
Or my avatar should look like R. Kelly.
No, I had.
No,
see,
I can't do that.
I'm saving that one. Got it different. I got an R. Kelly one, but what's terrifying to say? That's great feedback. I appreciate it. That's awesome.
Whoa.
I can see that. Yeah.
Scary. Facebook user says, "Open eyes, LOL."
Open eyes.
Facebook user says, I'm still in that cave. Facebook user says, very good. JD, you're up next. Are you ready?
Yeah, man. So,
all right. I will start your time.
Go
Let me
ahead.
know. Just
whenever you're ready.
now.
Yeah, good. So my topic is planting, and I just wrote mine out, so I'm just going to be reading these off. I remember planting a garden with my grandpa when I was a kid. Rows of corns, beans, peppers, and tomatoes. I remember spending hours planting and picking and canning. But you know what my favorite part was? When that bullshit was over. That was my favorite part. Because fuck that. Why would you in 1995 plant a garden when there's a Kroger, preferably a good Kroger, right down the road? Get you $20 and go buy you some fucking corn, Papa. Okay. I always remembered he always planted by the moon phases too, which I thought was like, what was this backwoods paganistic inbred bullshit? You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't plant the beans yet. Jupiter hasn't entered Saturn. Well, I'll tell you what, Grandpa, if you work me hard this summer, I'm going to plant a cornstalk in Uranus. That's what I'm going to do. I did plant some flowers this year, though. They're dead because apparently you have to care for them and water them. And I don't want to water things, which is why I don't have a dog anymore. And apparently some people are not like me. Some people have a green thumb. The closest thing I've ever got to a green thumb is a stinky finger. And this was my last joke, and it's terrible, but it said I did plant some tomatoes this year. Well, I didn't plant them. My neighbor did, but I've been picking them at night. And that's all I got, man.
All right.
Awesome, JD. Do you guys have any feedback?
Well, I think you started off great with the one initial bit, and you got the laugh, and it was a strong that first is really, but then you kind of followed it up with the Kroger, and it kind of dwindled a bit, and that kind of follow. I mean, pardon me for saying this is new stuff. I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's good though. It's good though.
Yeah.
You just gotta. It's the timing, and I like I say when you hit that big laugh, make sure you can get something behind it.
No, okay.
To just kind of carry it a little further.
Right. Pull more out of it. Right.
Yeah. But it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So what I liked the most is that you went straight into the subject. Some people will go take big detours to introduce the subject, and you just went into like, planting. That's I know that, and I hate it, and bang, went straight to it, and you had a joke to start with it. So I like that. That's good.
I don't. That subject would have been super hard for me. So I don't know. I give you props for even coming up with that stuff at all. But like you're the best gardener because you just steal plants and vegetables from your neighbors. So I don't know. Like your garden for some reason overnight is the best, and your neighbors are all messed up and fucked up. It's like, what happened over here?
Right.
I don't know, something like that. I live in New York. We don't have gardens.
Well, you guys do have a lot of planting, but most of it's done by the NYPD.
Shots fired.
There you go.
Because that was the direction I was going to go, like planting like evidence or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Did you guys like the Uranus joke? Did you like the Uranus joke? About the moon phases and stuff? Y'all know the way?
I got it. It's a Uranus joke.
Yeah, okay.
I
like that joke. Yeah.
It's easy. It's a low hanging fruit.
Right.
Hey, don't shit on Uranus jokes. We are not here to do that. Any more feedback, guys?
Mm,
All right, we can
That's about it.
move on, I guess. Kevin, you're up next. So let me know when you're ready, and I'll start your time. And also let me know what your topic is.
Bluffing. Sure. Go ahead.
Sweet.
All right. So I had no idea that my long lost twin brothers would be here. We're triplets. Jamin and JD, how you doing? I guess, and our adopted brother over here. I'm sorry, I don't. How do you say your name? Bilal.
Bilal.
Bilal. Okay. And our father, Dennis. Hi, how you doing? Haven't seen you for a while. Anyway, my topic is bluffing. To bluff, to try to deceive someone as to one's abilities or intentions. In other words, just say lying, faking, or acting, because who the hell actually says the word bluffing, right? I've never said it in my 31 years of living, so fuck that word. But here's some examples of bluffing. Guys, when your lady asks you, "Did you enjoy that food?" and you say, "Oh yeah, it was great," but of course that was a lie, and you can't wait to make up some excuse to go outside, throw up, and buy yourself some steak because she's been making you try to be a vegan for the past few days and you're sick of eating grass and leaves. Too much fiber there. Ladies, when your guy asks you, "Did you come?" and you say something like, "Oh my God, yeah, like 5 times." But of course, that was a lie. And then you go take the longest bubble bath known to man, causing the lights in the house to flicker, the bathroom floor to flood, all while making it sound like the place is haunted. The point is, don't lie to each other and just say you don't like vegan food and just say you didn't come. That's how we can learn from each other and learn to be better. This is not from personal experience, by the way. It's just something I come up with. I swear. But the point is, a good relationship is a lot like butt cheeks. You got to stick together, even if a bunch of crap comes between you. All right. Now, on the opposite side of bluffing, we could say telling the truth or being a rat. A great example of being a rat is the lovable rapper Tekashi 69. Right? Dennis, I don't know if you know who that is, but you can look him up.
Oh no, I know. I got.
Even though he ratted on so many people and got them thrown into jail, he still came back, wrote more songs, and people are still loving him. He might be the first rapper, or maybe the first person ever, to make being a rat a cool thing. I seriously think that Tekashi 69 should be the one running for president of the world, because he will always swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, or so put him in jail will he get a 69 every day, whether he likes it or not. And yeah, that's short and sweet. I was running out of stuff, but yeah, that's all I got for now. Thanks, guys. Whew.
Yeah, you made it past 3 minutes, so thank you.
That's what she said.
Do you guys have any feedback?
The only thing I wrote down was like when you was talking about the orgasms and stuff, and then you moved away from that and you talked about all the stuff again, like the vegan stuff. I feel like the personal experience comment should have been during the talking about the woman lying about having orgasms. That way, you know what I'm saying? Like that's all I had.
Yeah.
I think you can explore the vegan side a little more. That seemed like a kind of an off, just a throwaway thing you were tossing out there. There's a lot of growth in that material. No, nobody got that. Okay, it's vegan. Yeah. It's a vegan joke. But no, I think I think that especially with I'm enjoying this, I'm loving this, and then I'm going to go get a steak in the alley. I don't know if I like that, but I don't know. I've had alley steak. It's not bad. The direction I think was good. Just got to explore it a little more.
Yeah, I think also that you had good ideas, but they were not in they were not always in an optimal order. As an example, at one point you said like, "Oh, we should tell the truth. We should stop bluffing to each other and start telling the truth." I didn't came. I don't like to be vegan and everything because that's how we learn. I think this will have been much better if you had started with that. And like, this is your statement. This is like, oh, I think we should stop lying to each other and tell the truth because that's how we learn. And I'm like, oh, you have my attention. I want to get more of your idea about that. And then you can give all your examples that were super good examples, but just playing with the order of things and putting your main idea up front. This is like what I'm going to be talking about. Bam! So we know we are interested in that, and yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking like bluffing. Like I've only heard it really like in poker terms. You know, like when people are playing poker, they normally say bluffing. But like I've also thought of bluffing as like, you know, like when it comes to strategy, like when you tell the Russian premier that you like kidnapped his mistress, but really you know that she was murdered by her husband because he found out she had been cheating on him with a really shiny dolphin, or something like that. But I don't know anything. Any more feedback, guys?
Thanks.
Oh, shit! Oh god. Moderately. So, J-Man, you are up next. Let me know when you're ready to start, and I will start your time. And also, please say your topic because I don't know what it is.
I'm ready, and it is moving. And everybody hates moving. It's a long, tedious process. You have to do visits to find a new place to move to. You need to find boxes, then put your stuff in the boxes, then rent a truck and ruin yourself hiring professional movers. And then you drive around town with all your stuff. Then you install your stuff in your new place. And then you realize you don't have as much space in there than you used to. So you have to Marie Kondo the shit out of your stuff. Like, oh, does this juicer I never used still bring me joy? Then you put all your no joy bringer crap in more boxes that you'll eventually dump at the nearest thrift shop, hoping that this crap will bring joy to poor people. Man, moving sucks. It's so complicated. I'm moving, not building a rocket to the moon. And we even hate moving when we're not moving. Because that means you'll be recruited by some cheap friend, too cheap to hire professional movers on the promise of beer and pizza, only to find out that this friend is so cheap he bought no-name Hot Pockets, man. You know who you are, Tommy. You know who you are. So I came up with a couple of ideas to make moving funnier for everyone, where everyone is me. And I don't care about the others because I like to be an asshole. I'm sorry. I like that. It gives people legit reasons to be to complain, and being an asshole is my contribution to the world. Also, all those ideas imply that I will be filthy rich. So you need to be an asshole if you want to be filthy rich. It goes together. So first idea. I will recruit environmental activists to try a new eco-friendly way to move, which is moving without a vehicle. So I'd ask them to form a huge human chain across town, and people will have to pass the boxes to one another. And just seeing them with the stove like, one by one moving the stove. And for extra fun credits, I will not use boxes because they're bad for the environment. So people will have to pass all my stuff like plate by plate, one by one across town. And I'd be supervising the whole process, just walking along the line and be like, so how good does it feel to be saving the planet? You know, while drinking water in plastic bottles and everything. Another idea, that one not eco-friendly at all, is to rent a truck for each box that I have. You know, and I just put a box and the truck goes away. And that will leave everybody truckless to move. So I'd go around town in a truck, looking at people carrying their stuff around and be like, good for you, you're saving the planet. And then I'd leave while doing burnouts. And last idea is to wait at the last moment to move, but the very last moment, just to see how long I can stay in the apartment while the new occupants wait in the street with their stuff. They're down there and they're just waiting to get in. And then when they come knocking at the door, like, and they're angry, I just play it dumb. Just like, oh, today is moving day. Oh man, God. Oh, well, I guess I'll start packing. And just look at them, be like, do you know where I can get some boxes too? So yeah, that's what I got. Thank you.
Good.
All right. Ooh. What kind of drugs do you take?
Because drugs from Quebec, they're special.
I'd just say all of them.
Yeah, but yeah, what is your feedback? Except me doing drugs.
Hey, you're probably getting high off that illegal cheese.
What?
Never mind.
I didn't get it. Sorry.
I really liked the Tommy joke. I thought that was funny. I thought you was going to go into like, you hate the friends to ask you to move because you know they're going to ask you to do some crazy ass favor to get back, and you know how much Tommy likes those pair of shorts you got, or the way you look at that pair of shorts. I thought that, something like that. That's all I got. I thought it was well done though.
Yeah, I thought the line across town, holding each of the stuff. I think if you immediately took away the boxes as opposed to going, they're passing boxes and then, oh wait, there are no, just go. But I won't even give them boxes. They're going to handle all my stuff personally. That human touch or something along those lines to where, and then because you follow it up with how's it going, holding my stuff, right? So, yeah, I'd just get rid of that boxes initially and just have them. But they're going to do it this way. Yeah. But it's a good start, in my opinion, on some funny stuff. You got some real starters there on that one.
I don't know how much movers are cost around you or hookers. Maybe your service hires hookers to help people move and charge them more, and they're actually moving themselves to impress these ladies. I mean, they're guys. I don't know, but there's like a sexy car wash where they just have women. You can have a sexy moving thing, but it actually tricks the men to do it themselves, and I don't know, they get tired and pass out at home, and they don't get any. They just, you make a bunch of money and leave. I don't know, something like that. Yeah,
that's good.
But
I was thinking about moving and like this is like the motion way. If there's because moving is hard work sometimes, like in that one also, you gotta get up off the couch. Like what? This is the future. You shouldn't have to get up. Like there's wheels on shit.
Yeah, I can have McDonald's delivered to my place, but I have to get my ass off the couch to get it out. What the fuck, man? Yeah,
like just put wheels on my bed. Problem solved. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go to the Facebook comments and try to
One last thing that I did wrote down discovered, and I forgot what I was meaning by it, but like every time I ever moved, I always discovered I had some bullshit that why did I have this fucking thing? You know what I'm saying? And maybe come up with some obscure item that you found, like your mom's vibrator from third grade or something. I don't know. It's like why do I have this fucking thing? I don't know. I think that could be funny.
That could be funny when they're
John-
passing it down the line without boxes.
Right.
Yeah, just
Ooh, what's that you're holding? Let me take
That's
a
a family
look.
heirloom.
That's not a TV remote.
John Tate said, always question any friend that will volunteer to help you move.
yeah.
They just want your stuff.
Is that a thing? Like, you know, every time like somebody dies, you know, you get the people coming in wanting their stuff.
Oh,
They
see.
want that used vibrator. For nefarious
Well, it is from 1902. There's history.
That's
Hand crank.
There's history.
Foot pedal. Comes with a foot pedal.
Ha! A little wheel, you know.
Yeah, and I don't know who the Facebook user is or are, but these are very good ideas you're giving out there. So thank you, man. That's very
So far,
nice. Man.
First three comments were from Donna Landy. Two after that from Chase Bonin. Then one from John Vinson. One from Morgan Pearson. And then John Tate has done the last two.
Yeah, but I like to think that like Facebook user is just one single person that's just giving out very good feedback. Just like, man, the ideas are flowing tonight.
Yeah, I was having fun imagining that also, but you know, people want their props, so they're gonna get them. Morgan Pearson said, "Open with a quick joke on how you're an asshole, then segue into your list of shit things that make moving a bigger asshole of you. I like the idea of being a dick while moving. Hire vegans for your trucks. That little that symbol that's like this, but 2 times. Love the big energy though. That symbol like this, but 2 times again." But that's it. Awesome.
Good stuff.
I hate vegans also. Fuck 'em. Eating things that didn't suffer. Fuck out of here. Any more feedback, guys? Okay, I guess it's my turn to do material that I definitely prepared for
Exactly.
this stream. All right, my pick I believe was Brawls because I did Gangsters already on Sunday. Now I haven't been in many brawls because I'm not a very confrontational person physically. Normally, like in normal circumstances, like I'm pretty bad at fighting because I think I got weak hands. Like my hands can't take like punching people. I have notoriously soft hands. Like I remember when my grandfather was on his deathbed, and like I went up to him for the last time, and I went to say my goodbyes, and then at the end I went to shake his hand, and he was like, "Rough hands," and that's when I knew he was slipping away, because I have notoriously soft hands. They're all squishy and shit. I really wish I had hard hands. Like imagine, like you could slap people and they'd hurt and they wouldn't want you to slap them. You could probably start like a business that way. You know, you could be like a pimp or something. Be like notorious. Like I'm not talking about slapping like your hookers. I mean slapping like the people that don't pay you. You know, you could just be like. Tsh. You could be like a hitman or something. An assassin. You could kill people with your slaps, or just like. If your hand is super rough, you can just like rip their face off with it. That'd be awesome. I want to be able to do that. I think I might get my hand surgically hardened, or like just stick it in the microwave for a few minutes or something, and then like pull it out, and then it should be like all nice and crispy. Maybe dip it in olive oil first. But then again, it'll probably smell really good after I pulled it out, so I'd be tempted to like chew on it, or like if I went I don't know. I want to chew on my hand. Yeah, but anyway, Brawls. I've always wanted to get into a bar fight because I've always wanted to get stabbed not like in a place that's like vital or anything, but like just a stab, so I can be like, hey, I got stabbed before in a fight in a bar. You know, because I stabbed myself in the face with a pencil when I was a kid by accident. Like I did that thing that like you ever seen The Dark Knight with the pencil where he like did the thing where he slammed the dude's head on it. I did that to myself because I was stupid. I'm still stupid, but less stupid than that. But now like I'm not much of a fighter. You know, I'm 24 now, so like if people try to fight me, I just do a war dance instead of like actual like fighting, because they'll be like, hey, come here, I'm gonna fight you, and I'll just be like, and then like that'll stop trying to fight me. So yeah, that's it. Thanks guys for taking me to this.
All right.
Any feedback?
I think you missed an opportunity with the pun on the slapping and the hitman.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Because that was right there, and I was waiting for the follow on that. Now, okay. But I think that could be a beautiful thing. I really do, because that was funny. Especially the transition of hard hands slapping people. I could be a hitman, literally.
One thing I wrote down was you talked about getting stabbed, and like if you get stabbed, you have automatic street cred, and you have soft hands, so you need all the street cred you can get.
Yeah. I wrote down about your inability to punch people because you have soft hands. You could talk like your skin is so soft that it just slips on people's face if you try to punch them, and then they're just like, oh my god, my skin is so soft now. Like it's like you make people's face suffer, and even like if people give you handshakes, your hand are so like soft or anything that you just keep the shape of the other people's hand for a while, and they come back to what they were.
It's like a superpower.
Yeah, I was gonna say that could be like a masturbation joke, because he's always using lotion, so his hands are too soft, so he can't. He's too busy loving when he can't fight. Something like that. So
yeah, like sometimes I'll go for a run, and then I'll get home, and I really want to masturbate really bad, but I don't want my friends to know, so I'll be like, hey, I just have to take a shower real quick, but I'm really just like jacking my dick off like for 20 minutes. But
exactly.
Thank you.
In the shower. You do it in the shower.
Shit, you can do two things at the same time. That's awesome.
I think showers get clean, guys. I don't know about you.
You can see your grandfather has rough hands, and because he doesn't masturbate and he caught you, is like, that's why you have soft hands. Something like that.
Huh. Yeah.
I don't know. Old people, right?
Dude. Yeah. It's like almost as old as you're gonna get. Facebook people say, I still can't see names. Can you guys see names on the comments?
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So I'm going on my phone now. Okay, John Tate says he get his hand frozen in the action figure gun grip, which is like, I think like this, right? John Tate says you can build on the war dance pit. That's really cool.
War dance?
John Vincent says dream fighting. Awesome. Okay, so we are going to go to that part where oh wait, hold on, there's another comment. Pulling it up now. Queuing it up. John Tate says soft hands because old school doesn't use lotion. That is probably true. You think in the old days, like in the 30s, when people were like greasing their hair back, you think they use like the hair grease to jerk off? You think they just like use like their rough engine oil caked hands?
Mm-hmm.
Man, goddamn it!
Dennis,
they use
confirm or
grease.
deny?
I don't know. I didn't use it. I don't ever use product in my hair, so I can't answer that question.
Same.
Dennis is not.
Stop bragging. Dude. Come on.
And you, GD. JD, what about your hair? Did you put lotion on it?
Nope, not this morning. I didn't.
Like, oh, this? It's all natural. Like, all right, thanks. I feel like. Wait a minute, I sure don't put anything in my hair either, except cum. But all right, so I think we're ready to move on to the next section. This is the part where you guys do actual material premises that you've been working on, or anything that popped into your head in the last week, or whatever you want to say. Dennis, you're up first. Let me know when you're ready, and I will start your time.
Let's go. I as a is this on? Yeah, there we go. As a comic, we use words. We like to explore the different meanings of words, what words mean, how they're used in society, what they reflect, right? Like when I was growing up, I used to think abomination was something a bunch of snowmen did in a back alley, right? But we handle different phrases, different words. Sometimes people like to say words because they're fun to say. There's mouth amusement from like curse words, right? Curse words, they're fun to say. And I for one have never understood why the term cocksucker is a bad word. Okay. I mean, isn't that every guy's wet dream on his birthday or a holiday, right? Princess at the party, cocksucker in the car. No. Okay. Well, I get it. When I was growing up, if somebody was walking down the street, right, and they came up and they said, that guy's a hell of a cocksucker. You knew there was some anger, there was some animosity happening, there was some strange. But nowadays, in today's gender neutral, non-binary society, you're going to run into things where they're going, that guy's a hell of a cocksucker, and you don't know if it's an insult or a compliment, right? I may want to get to know that person. I don't, but and I gotta say, I have an ex-wife. She's a horrible, money-grubbing, conniving individual. But goddamn it, she wasn't a hell of a cocksucker. At least that was my perspective. My view from the closet. Right? I'm just kidding. She would have never let me watch. Okay? It just wouldn't have happened. That's all I got. I'm good.
I think that's a cut. That's a cut.
I like your whole cocksucker premise.
Yeah, but then he became a cuck.
Yeah. Well, that's true story. No, joking. We're all comedians here.
Well, you can't have cocksucker without cuck, like it's in there.
Okay.
You're not a spelling.
I think. That's. No, nobody got that. Oh,
No,
as opposed.
no.
Have you ever heard of the term knob gobbler?
Knob gobbler? Yeah,
Knob gobbler.
actually, that we had when I was in the military, we used to say, "Oh, she was slobbing on Top's knob." So I think that would fall in the same knob gobbler category, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching. Maybe they were reaching. I don't know. It's such a. You guys are a tough crowd.
Because there's a lot of words you can say besides cocksucker, and like for the kids at home, that don't use new words, maybe.
Okay.
Like, hey, 5-year-olds in the crowd, do you know this word? How about this one? Just.
Yeah.
I mean, and if it works, if you've been doing it live and it works, then yeah, it's all good. I'm just saying, maybe bringing different examples of the word cocksucker or other words, that could bring people in a little bit more,
Okay.
Yeah, and I really love the your idea that, like, if someone would come to you and just say you're a cocksucker, that there's animosity there, like, there's something going on, and I think you can develop on on the fact that today you don't know how to deal with people, because if somebody comes and says you're a cocksucker, well, if in your time, sorry, no offense there, but like in that situation, they'd come and say you're a cocksucker. Well, I know we're gonna fight. I know I hate you. I know how. Well, yeah. I know what's going on now. You're saying that I don't know anymore what's going on between people because it's all cleaned up and everything. So I think you have a lot of room here to develop this idea and come with thing around that. And also, just on the side note, I really love at one point you just talk. I'm like, and you just stuck there, and I felt so much like the animosity you had inside you. It was such a good pure moment. I really like that. I really
Thank you. It was an honest thing.
It was.
I was trying to think, and sometimes I stutter when I think. It's a difficult day. Thank you. No, that's good feedback. That's good. It's really good.
Yeah, like when I think of words that are fun to say, I normally think of like bubbles.
You don't think of curse words? Curse words are it's always the first word the kid learns, right? That they say over and over because they know it's bad. And so it's fun to say.
For some reason, I can't say taint without smiling. I don't know why.
Yeah, see? or you want to turn off a room, just say the word moist. It makes a lot of people uncomfortable, I've found. But enough about my mother. What are we doing now?
Good transition.
All right. Any more feedback for the?
No, that was good. That was good.
All right,
That
cool.
was great.
JD, you are up next. Let me know when you're ready. And I'll start
ready.
your time.
Start it up. So, lots been going on in my life since this quarantine started. My oldest son actually graduated from high school. It's weird, man, like, because our conversations have already started to change. The other day he came to me and he was like, Dad, can I borrow like $30? I was like, son, are you going to take my $30 to go buy drugs? He was like, no. I was like, then absolutely not then. I also started a book club since we've been in quarantine. And I had a guy suggest me the book called Confederacy of Dunces. And it is not about Trump supporters. You might also be surprised to learn that Candace Owens was not the author. I also been starting a lot of shit on Facebook because I love starting on Facebook. The other day I had a good friend of mine. She put on the Facebook that, you know, she was just so frustrated and she just didn't have the words. So I sent a link to the source. I also got another argument. This lady downloaded a bunch of pictures from her family reunion. She's like, I love my beautiful family. I was like, yeah, what about those ugly motherfuckers in your family? She was like, I don't have any ugly ones in my family. I'm like, oh, you don't know, do you? I got some bad news for you, lady. Oh, I also bought a car. And there's a 110% chance this car was owned by a person with a family because it smells like pretzels and hot dog water. Let's see. And I actually just wrote this joke last night because of the this right here. A guy was in here talking about some of the same stuff, but it's crazy how much comfortable I am talking to women because I used to be scared to death of women. And I remember the first time a woman told me about her period. You guys remember this? She was getting ready to go to the house, or we was going to go to the movies. She was like, I've got bad news. I'm coming, but I'm bringing my Aunt Flo with me. And I was like, bitch, I ain't got enough money to get me and you in. Then the first time a girl told me she was going to give me a blowjob, I was like, cool. I like standing in front of fans. We'll see how it goes. And then she started doing it, and I was like, you are not doing this right, but I'm not mad. And it's crazy how much you change, man, because like right now, I would actually send a dick pic, you know, to St. Mary's Orphanage. I just don't give a fuck anymore. That's all I got, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Bunch of randomness, really.
Now, I don't have kids, but you said your kid just graduated high school.
Yeah.
Like you could have some differences between you in high school, him in high school, because obviously he's quarantined at home, so he's not gonna sneak out, do drugs, try to get laid or anything. And it's like, hey, Daddy, can I borrow some money? He's like, for what? Oh, I want to buy some stuff on Fortnite. Some dumb shit that kids do. Yeah, you're not gonna do drugs. It's like, of course not, Father. It's like, I thought we could share, bonds while we're stuck at home. Something like that. Just,
he's not gonna buy drugs. I failed as a dad.
Yeah.
Whose kid are you?
Me and my dad used to smoke weed in the backyard.
Prom was real difficult when mom was the only woman around, type of thing. No, okay. Maybe it's just me. Nobody went through that. No, okay. It was just. It's old. It's old stuff. I thought it was good. The graduation stuff could have been a little bit more. You lost me on part of that at the end. I'll think of it. There was a little part where you were going, and then you went a totally different direction on that last bit, and it just kind of threw me off at the end.
Yeah, well, that's the thing I noticed about, like, you were just like starting a subject, doing a joke, and then going to another subject. And I think you could take time to develop on the subject, not maybe like do 10 minutes on everyone, but like do 1, 2, 3 jokes on the subject and before going to the next one. Because the thing is, every time you switch to a new subject, we as the audience, we have to like, oh, okay, it's a new subject. Oh, now he's talking about that. Now he's doing this. So what happens at one point is that if you skip from one subject to another too quick, we just can't follow, and then we don't have the time to listen to the jokes or anything, because we don't have enough time or enough room to understand where you are right now and where you're taking us. So I think you could take more time to develop an idea and then skip to use a bridge. Like if you can find bridges from ideas to ideas, that's even better, because it makes something fluid.
It's good. That's good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, appreciate that.
Well, I think you should have said the N-word.
Well, I will.
No,
Ninja.
you didn't need to say no. No, didn't belong in that. The only N-word I know is no. I never want to hear it. Well, I won't go there.
No, I was talking about nigger.
I don't speak English.
J-Man, you're up next. Let me know when you're ready.
I am ready. Okay, recently I decided that I will be doing sports now because, I want to get healthy. And I've read a lot of blogs on getting healthy. Well, I mean, not all blogs, I read the titles. I read one title, but it was a good one. It said, a healthy mind in a healthy body. Sounds good, right? I'm good with that. I agree with that. Healthy mind in a healthy body. Sounds good to me. I'll do that tomorrow because, because I'm not ready to get in shape. It's a big decision. They say getting healthy will change your life. It's a life-changing decision, like having a baby. Except it's not like having a baby, obviously, because you can have a baby by accident, and then you learn to not use secondhand sex toys. But you cannot get healthy by accident. I mean, you'll never, ever see me coming out the grocery store with like broccoli and be like, what? I thought I bought chips and chocolate. I bought broccoli, silly me, and then just go play badminton. And let's be honest, people that are into sports are the worst ambassadors for sports. It's true. It's true. Like Tommy, my roommate, not the same Tommy from the movie. I just have like this one name in my head all the time. It's either Tommy or Joey. Anyway, but Tommy, my roommate, he's a jogger. He likes to jog, and he is trying to get me into jogging. But he's the worst. I see him when he comes back from a run. He's breathing like a dying salmon, and his face is lava red, and there's steam from his body. And I'm like, Tom, oh shit, my lamp is getting away. I'm like, Tommy, why are you doing this to yourself? And he says, because it's good for my body. And I'm like, yeah, you're sweating blood. You're killing yourself, and you want me to join you. Oh, and by the way, a fun fact about jogging, that's what they use in the army to break you. And you want me to do this for fun, but I'm a good guy, so I asked him to tell me more. And I go, wow, when did jogging become so complicated? You know, once upon a time when you wanted to run, you just take your shoes and went running, like, hey, look at me, I'm doing it, I'm running. Now you need all this techie stuff or I don't know, like the armband thing to hold your smartphone while you're running. You need that because according to Tommy, you cannot get on the move without music. It's true, and it makes sense because if you look at evolution, we went from monkeys to humans to plastic plants that go when you put music, you know. And poor Tommy, he bought himself a heart monitor, you know, that you strap around your chest when you run, and it tells you if your heart is beating. What happened to these two fingers? I mean, there are more. Like, oh, I'm taking like they take pulse like 3 places to take the pulse, and they do a lot of cool shit too, and they're free. Like you can take your pulse. You can make a cool salute like that to a friend. You can pretend you have a gun. Like you can give a woman an orgasm with them. You can check the size of a prostate. You can pretend you're using a gun to check the size of a prostate. Man, they even make you puke. They make you puke, which is a much more effective way to lose weight than jogging. And yeah, that's about that.
All right.
Yeah.
So, thank you. I'm just gonna put my lamp back on before it falls and breaks.
The lamp was laughing too much?
Yeah.
I wrote a few things down, man. I'll go ahead and just give you mine. You said, I really like the joke you started out with, like, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Like, I thought that was good, clever. Because they got shit going on today, you know, pizza, cigarettes, prostitutes, whatever. And people would jog, or you're right, for fucking psychopaths. Like your roommate Tommy there, you know, he probably watches amputee porn, you know, something like that. Like not only does he fucking jog, but he also watches amputee porn. I don't know. And people spend thousands of dollars to jog. Motherfucker, my ancestors run from lines and they didn't need an iPod to do it. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I thought you could have got a little farther into the tech thing. Like, you know, people's always been fucking running and they never had iPods. And, you know, JC Owens didn't need a fucking iPod to outrun everybody.
Yeah, maybe more examples of the unhealthy things you like to do compared to being healthy. It's like, yeah, doing pull-ups is fun, but have you ever put cocaine on donuts? You know, that's amazing. I don't know, like something just super weird.
Yeah, well, you know, cocaine on donuts is out there, right?
and then you know, after that, I just sleep for days, and then, you know, that means I don't eat, so I don't gain weight. You know.
It's a new crack diet. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't know. Artie Lang has a thing where he
does.
He's a crackhead, but people, whatever. He's like, he's so fat. Like, you're putting your drugs in cheeseburgers. What's going on? And I was like, I don't know. But something with you with the throwing up. It's like, oh yeah, I love throwing up. That way I can get my workout done in 2 minutes instead of 2 hours. You know, something like that.
Yeah, I did like the timing on the opening bit where you, oh, I can do all this, and then tomorrow. And I think if you follow that with like JD was saying, some other examples, and Kevin was saying some other examples, I think that would go really well on that. And the rest of it was really good. A little rough, but really good. I was laughing the whole time. It was funny to me because I don't do sports. So it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah, I like the little jogging hand motion thing. Yeah, that was
Right.
funny.
It's hard on camera to be like to do some physical stuff. Yeah.
You could probably like start a world war also with two fingers. Like if you like push the launch button on some nuke or something.
Oh wow.
World. Any more feedback, guys? Okay, Kevin, you are up next. Let me know when you're ready.
Oh man. All right, let's do it. All right. I hope everyone's safe and sound during this coronavirus stuff. I, for one, finally took my test last week, and guess what, guys? I passed, or I failed. I don't know. The point is, I don't have it. So yay me. I mean, here in New York, it's hard. You know, you're supposed to stay away from people, but here in New York, everyone's living on top of each other. But once New York shut down in mid-March, I still went outside to get fresh air, and I actually like jogging. So fuck you, sir. But I mean, now because the gyms are closed, is the only exercise I get besides trying to convince my fiance to bang. But she's like, oh, I'm on my period. It's like, it's been 2 months. Come on, hurry up. But look, every day I've been going out, I see less and less people walking in the street. So either they're smart and actually staying home, or we're going to find a bunch of dead bodies once this is all over in their apartments, you know? So, yeah, it sucks. And also, like, everyone's supposed to stay 6 feet away from each other, but I try to stay at least 6 inches away from my fiance because, I don't know, she's playing hard to get. They say if you last this long while you're in a relationship trapped with your significant other, you're going to make it, right? And I really haven't seen her in these 3 months, even though we're in the same apartment, because she's technically living in the living room. I'm in the bedroom because we still need our own space. You know what I mean? Because the heart, oh my God, makes the heart grow fonder. I forgot that saying. You know what I mean? But you're muted, sir. Anyway, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Right. What else I got here? I'm trying out new Corona. I wrote so many Corona jokes. It's just terrible. You know what? Fuck that. Anyway, so I know looking at me, I don't. You know, I'm actually Colombian. I speak Spanish. I also do comedy in Spanish. But when I walk into these Spanish clubs to do comedy, 99% of the time I'm 6'4", I'm pale, I have blue eyes, and it's like, oh shit, ICE is here, and they scatter. It's like, no, I swear, I'm here to do comedy. Estoy aquí para decir chistes, no preocupe. But yeah, when I was a little kid, my mom, she bought me a dog, and she named him after my dad because they both had one thing in common. They both wouldn't stop running away from home and fucking other bitches. So, can you please do me a favor? If you ever run into any old Colombian man named Pedro Escobar, I give you my blessing to just put him down. All right? Thank you. Now, again, I know you could totally tell by just looking at me, but yes, I am Colombiano. And yes, my last name is Escobar. But sadly, I am not related to Pablo Escobar, because then I wouldn't be doing this for fun, hanging out with you guys, right?
Damn.
Yeah. I'd probably be dead, or putting cocaine on donuts, like I said before. That's awesome. But so I actually like to teach some Spanish sometimes. You guys mind if I teach you some Spanish real quick? Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Does anybody know Spanish already? No. Yeah, I assume not. All right, good. All right. So first off, like all South America is full of different countries. We all speak Spanish, but we don't really understand each other because we speak different Spanish, slang, whatnot. So, for example, the word concha. The word concha in Mexico is a type of sweetbread. Somewhere else, it's a shrimp, it's a seashell, or my favorite in my country, Colombia, is a cunt. So again, learn your Spanish because depending where you go, you might find something to eat. You know. Oh, I messed up the ending. Whatever. I haven't done this in a while. This is amazing. Anyway, so one more. We all know what a straw is, right? A straw, the little stick you drink water from. Well, these weapons of mass destruction have been killing turtles all over the world every day. I think it's because they don't know how to do cocaine properly, but what do I know? It's not like I'm an Escobar, right? All right. But did you know that there are 11 different words in Spanish for straw? Yeah, it's fucking stupid. But some examples: Mexico, popote; Ecuador, sorbete; Puerto Rico, sorbeto; and us Colombians, we call it pitillo. But my favorite is the way the Spaniards call it, because they call it una paja. And in South America, una paja means jerking off. I don't know if they made that just to fuck with the Spaniards, but oh well, that's how it is. Now imagine my surprise when I went to Spain for the first time a few years ago. I went to a bar, I ordered a drink, and the bartender offered me una paja. I was like, the fuck? I usually unzip on stage when I say this part, but I was like, how much is it? You know? So again, learn your Spanish because you might end up with a dick almost in your mouth. All right? So thank you. That's my time. Love you all. Oh God.
That was awesome. You guys have any feedback?
I really love the dead people, like the joke about we're gonna find dead people in their apartments when this is all over. Very good joke, and I know that also for the turtle stuff, like the straw and the turtles that know how to do cocaine. I'm not sure if it's what you said or anything, but you know. There will be a link with the fact that like Colombian turtles, they don't die from straws in their nose because they know how to do cocaine or something like that. So like when you're talking about your origins, like yeah, Colombia, we know about drugs, like no straw in turtles, they die, not Colombian turtles.
Okay.
They know how that shit works.
Right.
The only thing I wrote down was I would like to joke about we live on top of each other in New York, and they want you to stay 6 feet away from each other, but you try to stay 6 inches away from your girlfriend, your fiance. I would have changed that up. I would have rearranged that where they want us to stay 6 feet away from each other, but that's apparently not far away. Apparently, that's not far enough away from my fiance.
Okay.
Because she likes to stay in the living room, and I stay in the bedroom. Give you that transition. Like that's all I wrote down. But other than that, man, I really like it.
Yeah, I got the concha joke because I was in Colombia for a little while back when. So I understood that one. I think if you could follow that with something really quick, like that one was, just, oh, it's this way, and then this is what it means. So I don't know what I'm eating, that type of thing. But if you could follow that up with another example,
finishing that one, yeah.
Yeah, no, that was I laughed horribly because I understood it immediately.
It works better in Spanish, trust me.
I know what he's saying. Yeah, yeah. I get it. Just something directly behind that would have been really good. You tried it with something, but it went a little long, I think, for my attention span. I'm old. I forget things really quick. So it's also the drugs. But I think it was really fun. I think that was really fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was great. I wish I knew Spanish.
I think you should have said the N word. No,
I can say it in Spanish. I think it's okay, right?
Oh, do it. Do it.
Just el color es negro, no? Negro.
Oh,
Dice negro.
that's just the color.
Yeah,
That's not
it's the same thing. It's
digging
the same
deep.
thing in Spanish. That's the thing with Spanish. You can get away with a lot more things. Because a
Yeah.
lot of words mean one word means 10 different things. Again, depending where you are or who you're talking to. That's the
I didn't pay
bullshit I hate
attention to your
about
last
Spanish.
name. I didn't pay attention to your last name, so I thought you just white dude. I really did. You was like, I'm Colombian. I was like, what? You ain't Colombian. I was like, all right.
Usually, when I first get on stage, I just start speaking Spanish. When I do an English show, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I had this, on Spanish. The mic, whatever.
Oh, there you
It's
go.
stupid, but, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
I've never done that joke.
That's
I've never
good.
done that.
You should.
I mean,
J-Man should do that with. Well, I don't know how well it would go because it's expected in Quebec, right?
Yeah.
To be French, to do
Yeah.
the French but you go,
Yeah.
oh, you start off in French in front of a different crowd because that's a beautiful bit, man. I never would. I wouldn't. Even, that's great. That's great. That's very smart. So I'll shut up.
yeah. So the Spanish N word is just a color. That's
Yeah.
I don't like when words mean other words. Like, I guess the English equivalent of that would be like the word badumba fungaloo, which means like 89 different things.
I've never heard of that word.
You haven't?
No.
It's pretty useful. I use it all the time. It's my favorite word, actually.
Can you please use it in a sentence?
Man, that was some badumba fungaloo.
That was very helpful.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Awesome.
You can also yell it if you're jumping out of a helicopter. Any more feedback, guys?
Well, about like the thing about words meaning different thing in other languages, I don't know if there are words that we use in English that have different meanings in Spanish. Because if there are, that will open the door for a couple of good jokes, I think. If you want to look into those.
Yeah, I have a huge list of words, but these are the two I've been using lately. Because again, I've had more success in the Spanish crowd here in New York. So now I'm trying to translate all that into English. And again, it's different because it's not always going to work, but I'm testing it out, so whatever.
It is a challenge. It is a challenge to translate jokes.
But that's
and
good for me
material.
because I have double the workout here, and all English, Spanish show, English show, Spanish show, whatever, And again, I'm the tallest, whitest guy out here doing that. So. And they clear the way because ICE is here, whatever the fuck.
I thought that was a good bit. I thought that was good.
I have more
think
I'm the only Latino that doesn't, the cops don't mess with me. It's all hi, officer. Yes, I'm just going home. I have a bunch of stuff. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I have to use what I got. Right, it's my advantage.
There you go.
Yeah. Whew. All right.
J-Man, I need to get to Kentucky because we're going to slay some pussy if you come down here with that accent, bro.
Just
tell
JD
you right
himself. It's.
Oh, you just reminded me. Yeah, it's like I used to get a bunch of pussy just saying my name in Spanish to girls.
I hate all of you now.
Because my full name is Hola, yo me llamo Kevin Armando Escobar Escuero Campo Cardona. Shit like that.
I got wet right now. I don't know.
Your taint got wet?
Yes.
See, you could follow that with like a Princess Bride joke or something. My name is da 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 da, and you've insulted my family. I'm here to kill your father. Or whatever.
Right. Okay. That's typical. That's Spaniard stuff. Yeah. We hate them. We hate Spaniards. Remember that. All right. Enough about me. Thank you guys. It's good.
Yay. Well, I guess it's my turn to tell some jokes
Yes, sir.
that I've been trying to work on. Hopefully this isn't too painful for you guys to listen to.
Uh-oh.
All right. You guys know about autoerotic asphyxiation?
Yep.
You think they ever tried to lynch somebody but accidentally ended up causing the greatest orgasm of all time? Do you think, like, if people tried to lynch me, I would just start jerking off because I'm not going to miss the big one.
Oh shit.
Yeah, apparently the Wu-Tang Clan added a white member. His name is Meth OD Man, as opposed to Method Man, the real person in the Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh shit.
It's spelled the same, but without a space in between meth and OD because it's the word method instead of the two words. Yeah, I've been thinking about starting a company that's like Uber, but just for boobs. I was gonna call it Boober. Like there's like a driver and there's a lady about to get in the car, and he's like, "Nope, nope, miss, just the boobs." Yeah. Disney movies taught me a lot as a kid, but one lesson I took away from it is never trust anybody pointy. Because they're secretly the villain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was in a gas station the other day, and some guy told me the South will rise again. And that's the last time I talked to a stranger about my erectile dysfunction.
Fuck.
Last Christmas Eve, somebody broke into my car and stole my air freshener. And I had air freshener in there just so it didn't smell like weed. I had like a can of air freshener, and it cost me a whole $1. And they stole that, and that was all they took. And what's weirder is they completely missed my solid gold retard helmet. Okay, you know how it's illegal? Like, assisted suicide is against the law. Like, they can't help you kill yourself. Shouldn't they be able to just like put you in a coma forever though? You know, like they could like wake you up once a year and be like, "Hey, do you want to live now?" And you're like, nah. They just like put you back under. I feel like that should be legal. No.
Oh shit.
I was in the woods with my friends recently, and for some reason every time we go in the woods, our phones are always almost dead. And I feel like one day I'm just gonna freeze to death in a teepee made of beaver spleens. Because I don't know how you build a shelter. I figure you just like sneak up on some sleeping beavers and like rip them open and pull their spleens out with your teeth and weave them into some kind of a mesh. Can you weave spleens? Like any spleen weavers? You guys spleen weavers? Oh.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm gonna be having fever dreams of weaving beaver spleens. I had a fever dream actually. I dreamt that Stan Lee was actually short for Stangelina Jolie, and his whole life was just a role. She could sneak in every Marvel movie. My nephew found out I was doing comedy recently. It's like weird because like a little kid and shit, and he's all like, "Ooh, tell me a joke, tell me a joke," and I was like, "No." And he was like, "Please." So I was like, "Okay." So I was like, "Knock, knock." And he was like, "Who needs sex robots when you got retards?"
Oh shit.
Yeah. You think the cops ever pull you over for driving too safe? Like you ever drive by the cops and be like, I'm going to speed, but like just a little bit, so they don't think I'm hiding anything. Because I get pulled over a lot, and every time I get pulled over, the cops always want to search my car. I think it's because I kind of act like the guy in Scooby-Doo that they want you to think did it. You know? But, you know when someone's being really nosy and you see about to fuck them over, but they keep going, so you're like, all right, whatever happens, happens. Because they always look in your car like they're going to find some big-ass stash of drugs or something, but then they pop your trunk and find a Foot Locker full of baby heads. Now you gotta see it every time you close your eyes. You know, every time you go to a party, like, all right, now coming up, DJ Baby Heads. And you're like, fuck, I can't even enjoy this anymore. That's what you get for being nosy.
Tough.
I had a friend who jerked off 6 million Jews. We called him Beat Off Hitler. All right, I'm done.
Damn. Just the whole time, I say 90% of the time, I was like, what the fuck? No, but no, that was good. I love one-liners. It's not one of my strong suits. I'm still working on that stuff, but no, that was good. That was really good. Are you in Canada also, or
Me?
yeah?
Huh? Oh no, I visited Toronto last year, but I don't. I'm in Michigan, and
Oh, okay. Because you were saying I didn't really hear the beginning of that beaver part, so I just assume it's a Canadian joke. You know, because I don't
Because
know.
beavers.
Yeah,
Or an Oregon joke because beavers.
we've got beavers too. I think.
Yeah.
listen, I'm an
I just got
uncultured,
my
racist Colombian. All right, I don't care about other countries.
I care quite a bit about beaver, but I'll stop.
The only thing I wrote down, man, was you talking about the beaver spleen, weaver dreams. I was thought, you could go into it like, I think it might be my new medicine, or it might be the acid. I'm not really sure.
Just the fact that you could enunciate that whole little bit without being tongue-tied, props to you. That's a lot of verbiage. That was the beaver spleen, beaver dream.
Beaver spleen, weaver dreams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fever dreams of weaving beaver spleens.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
That's how he gets.
And maybe you could like elaborate this thing so it becomes just a big fucking huge sentence about beavers and weavers, and like like how much wood would a woodpecker pick? I don't know that sentence, but I heard of it. But it could build up to something that's just so fucking long and makes no sense, and just you saying it with your like deadpan low energy delivery, which is pretty good actually, because a lot of people when they do deadpan and low energy, they're just boring as fuck, and it's just like they seem dead, but you have a way to look dead and alive at the same time. I don't know how you do that shit, man. I don't know, but I think you could feel.
That was the greatest insult I've ever heard anybody give.
What am I supposed to say?
Say it in French. Say it in French.
I got the zero fucking energy, bro.
No, but yeah, like that, like a rant, a weird rant on beavers or whatever, and then ended with JD's thing on drugs. Like, oh, sorry, I took too many drugs or too much acid today. I don't know. Like, maybe come out of this character or whoever you are, or if this is real or not, and then just be like, hey, guy, just change it up. If you've ever done that or not before, that would surprise the fuck out of me. I'll tell you that, at least towards the end. But no, yeah, again, that was really good.
Cool.
Damn.
Thanks, guys, for the feedback. Okay, so we've reached the conclusion of the workshop. So this is always the part that makes me sad. The end.
We all get to jerk off now.
Well, I'm jerking off the whole time.
I don't have J-Man.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We weren't supposed to be doing that. Wait, did I?
You started with Alice?
JD, do you want me to send you some sound bites for tonight? Something to help you get it out?
I've already sent your friend request, bro. Guys, I appreciate you going over the material, man. You had a good time, had some good laughs. Hope you guys did too.
Yeah, really, it was fun.
Definitely. A lot of good information on this one.
Yes, it's nice talking to fellow white men in different areas of the world, and no, like I haven't been out of New York yet, and doing this online stuff these past few months is like amazing. Doing shows in London, Japan, and stuff. You would never do this. Again, thank you, coronavirus. I forgot to bring up all the positives of coronavirus, but I'll just there's a lot.
There could be some humor there.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
Why do everybody complains about the virus? That's the greatest thing that has ever happened. We're doing comedy in our home, so it's good.
Yeah, until you're like gasping for your last breath, regretting wasting your time doing comedy.
There's 100,000 people dead, and he's like, "Man, this has been great." We're doing comedy in our home.
Well, yeah. For now, I like it because I'm not sick, and I stay away from people. But until it gets me, I'm like, God damn it! Knock on wood. You know. But
Yeah. Like I'm in an entire city of people 69ing. Hopefully, I don't catch anything.
Oh, man.
all right. I mean, have you?
How likely do you think like it is that this is the end of the world? Like we're in the eye of the storm right now.
Oh
Maybe
no,
much,
this
bro.
is
Maybe.
this doesn't have the kill radius that it needs to in the world. It just
No.
makes everything uncomfortable.
No,
That's
but
what
you
so
need some-
disappointed when he said that. Like, he was like,
You need something above 2%. This is only good. This is only factoring out at about 2 to 3% of the population. If you hit 5 to 10%, then you'd see some definite drastic changes happening.
right, but it's everything else also happening.
Oh,
while
yeah.
with coronavirus. You know. And,
Well, you can't fight stupid. So
I mean,
No, that's-
Well, you cannot fight it, but you don't have to elect it. You know, there's
Remember
middle ground to it.
that's all we have. America. I'm sorry. That's all we have. Dumb and dumber. You know. That's it.
yeah.
And the only way this is going to disappear, I always say, is until the idiots are gone. You know, they keep going outside. You know, fucking without a condom.
I say everybody that goes to church and catches it, they're just speeding that process along,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They want to see God. They're front row seats, first class tickets.
Right.
Just show up at the mega church. They're handing out free tickets.
That's exactly what happened with the Black Plague. Like, people would just gather in churches and give themselves the plague and go out and die. You know, that's
See, the theory repeats itself because we're not learning. Apparently.
No, we're way smarter than those people back then. We're better than
They're not learning. I learned. They're not learning.
So, Dennis, you need to stay home and play video games so you don't get sick. All
That's
right?
what I'm saying. That's what I've been. Well, I'm saying Darwin, hero of mine.
But it'd be kind of cool to be around for the end of the world. You know, you'd be able to tell that to your.
As long as you see, everybody thinks end of the world. I'm gonna be the one. I'm gonna be the first one. Done. That was my end of the world story. Yep, caught it, died. End of story.
Shit, I'm going to Mars with Elon. Fucking kidding me? I mean, chilling.
Well, then
Suck
see,
that
but
nitrogen.
that's where Doom takes place. Speaking of video games,
Yeah.
This
That was
Doom
a good
takes
game.
place on Mars. That's bad. That's bad
Yeah.
stuff. Have you played Doom Eternal?
Yeah.
Kick my ass. Don't want to go there.
I mean, I can deal with robot Hitler. I just need some like kind of digital cyanide capsule.
Oh,
I don't know. I came up with a bunch of conspiracies, but it's gonna take forever. But what? Oh, just dropped it. I think this is all by the government to spread the virus to see who's left standing, and then they'll make us into breeding stock to create stronger humans. I don't know. And then we can get our next stimulus check. You know.
That's $600 for breeding. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. Money doesn't matter when we're all dead, so I don't know.
Well, it's like they say, he who dies with the most toys, still dead.
Very true.
Plus, money doesn't mean anything if there's nothing to spend it on.
Yeah.
You know?
You can start fires when.
Ben's like,
If you're really feeling that way, you can just give me all your money. I'll take care of it for you.
No, I'm going to invest all my money in top hats. Back. Yeah. All right, guys. Do you have any like social media or anything you want to plug? I'm going to start with you, Dennis. Like any podcast, social media.
If you want to know about me, go to hotcoffee.org, hotcoffee.org. There's podcasts and information about cannabis, medical cannabis, growing cannabis, smoking cannabis, enjoying cannabis. It's a little bit about cannabis going on at hotcoffee.org. And that's me.
I'm sorry. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but I knew it.
That's funny. You can
That's
find
all
me.
I have.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's
You can find me at Just That Bourbon Podcast. There's a couple guys I do the podcast with. Man, we had some good guests on. We've had a guy of climbed Mount Everest. We've had some New York Times bestsellers on there. We had some state senators. We had Charles Booker, who was running for U.S. Senate in Kentucky, on the podcast. Looks like the guy that just was on Joe Rogan is going to come on the podcast here maybe soon. So find me there. You can find me on YouTube, Jason Dameron. I do a little bit of bourbon reviews and stuff like that. And I got a couple of sets of comedy on there. And guys, I had a great time. Had a blast hanging out with y'all.
You said bourbon reviews?
Yeah, bourbon reviews.
Again,
yeah.
Don't judge a book by its cover, but I knew it.
I was drinking bourbon, motherfucker. You can't call it.
like Kentucky didn't give it away.
Yeah. But Just That Bourbon Podcast. That's the main one I want to plug.
Cool. J-Man, you got anything?
Yeah, I got a website called jman/universe.neocities.org. And on it, you can find interactive movie scripts about the adventures of J-Man, which is J-Man with a capital M, so it's not me. It's another J-Man, not related at all. That is a wannabe superhero, and you play the sidekick of you play J-Man's sidekick, and you choose like how you react. It's a kind of make your own story book, but it's a movie script that's interactive that you play on your cell phone. So if you want to know what drugs can do, well, that. So
Does he have a sidekick, Tony?
No, but you're the sidekick and you choose your own sidekick name for that. So if you want to check that out, it's J-Man not slash the bar like that. Dash J-Man-universe.neocities.org.
Cool.
All right. I mean, I have a lot of Spanish projects in the works, but I guess you guys can check it out anyway. So my name in all social medias is Sarcastic Arepa, because Kevin Escobar is like there's a million in the world. Trust me, I know all of them. A friend and I are doing open mics on Instagram Live. We call it Bromitas Sin Barreras. It's a Spanglish mic, so we have Spanish people, English people come up, and maybe you guys can learn some words here and there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm still working. I've met a lot of people. I'm trying to start many projects with different people all over the world because I'm trying to quit my 9-to-5, even though I'm working from home. But this is good stuff right here. So again, Sarcastic Arepa. I'll try to
You
add
gotta spell that, bro. You gotta spell that because I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
No, I'll add all you guys on Facebook. You can accept or deny, whatever. But
I'm Jason Dameron, so you'll be able to find me.
all right. Arepa is a Colombian dish. It's AREPA. You know, if you don't know what that is, you're racist, by the way. So just let me know. All right, that's it.
This sounds like what you say when you're Harvey Weinstein.
I get that every time. That's why I have to say it's so Latino that you can't really get that. But whatever, it's fine.
What the fuck?
Arepa.
That is a huge bug in my space. What the shit? Oh my god! Is it like? How did it get in here? All the windows are shut. Never mind. Arepa. Yeah, it sounds delicious though. Is it like good?
It's in Colombia, it's a corn cake thing. Like you put cheese and stuff on it, and you use it as a plate that you eat. Venezuela has their own version where they open the arepa and they stuff the things in there. So depends if you want it on top or in deep. So pick your poison.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
Huh.
Well, we've come to the end of another episode of the workshop. If you're watching this, don't kill yourself, please. We need you here. Don't even think about that, okay? Like, you'll wake up tomorrow and you'll be like, "Oh, I'm glad I'm still alive." Like, don't do it. It's not worth it, really. Think about all the people you'll impact. All right, thanks. Bye.
Bye.